step back into the groovy 1970s, a time when music soared with diverse sounds and rhythms, captivating listeners across the globe. Amidst the male-dominated scene, a cadre of remarkable female singers emerged, leaving an indelible mark on the music landscape. Among these trailblazers are iconic rockers such as Pat Benatar, Debbie Harry, Joan Jett, and Stevie Nicks, all of whom rose to prominence during this dynamic decade. The passage of time has inevitably brought changes to their appearance, as their voices also. Join us as we embark on a journey to explore the fascinating lives and careers of these influential women, delving into their experiences throughout their careers and discovering where they are now. Pat Benatar's talent, dedication, and profound influence on rock music have firmly established her as an iconic figure in the industry. Her legacy is set to stand the test of time for generations to come. Pat Benatar, childhood. Pat Benatar, originally named Patricia May Andrzejewski, was born on January 10, 1953 in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, New York City, USA, to her Polish father, Andrew, and Irish mother, Mildred. Her father worked as a sheet metal worker while her mother was a beautician. From a young age, Pat showed a keen interest in the arts, particularly theater, and received voice lessons to hone her singing abilities. At just 8 years old, she delivered her first solo performance at Daniel Street Elementary School. Her passion for theater and singing blossomed further when she attended Lindenhurst Senior High School. There, she not only participated in musical theater, but also showcased her talent as a solo performer. Although she grew up in Manhattan, Pat's exposure to music was primarily classical and theatrical, with little exposure to the rock scene. Despite surprising her parents, friends, and teachers, Pat decided to forego a classical career and instead pursued health education at the State University of New York. However, her stint there was short-lived as she dropped out after just 1 year. Pat Benatar soared to superstardom. Pat Benatar emerged as a dominant figure in 80s rock with hits like Heartbreaker, Hit Me With Your Best Shot, Love Is a Battlefield, and We Belong, breaking barriers in a male-dominated genre and inspiring countless women to embrace their musical talents. Despite her roots, she now resides in Los Angeles, where she continues to motivate aspiring rockers and advocate for women's empowerment. Though her parents never pushed her into music, Pat's undeniable talent led her to voice lessons instead of gym class. Excelling in Lindenhurst High School's theater program, she earned acceptance to Juilliard but surprised everyone by marrying her high school sweetheart and moving to Virginia. However, her passion for music persisted, leading her to perform in a Richmond cabaret band before returning to NYC in 1975. Her breakthrough came at Catch a Rising Star in NYC, where she captivated audiences and caught the attention of a nightclub owner who became her manager. Despite initially singing cabaret, Pat yearned for a rock career akin to her idol, Robert Plant. Her journey to rock stardom accelerated when she joined forces with Neil Giraldo, a Cleveland guitarist, who helped her unleash her inner rock goddess. Throughout the late 70s and 80s, Pat soared to superstardom, achieving platinum success with her debut album In the Heat of the Night in 1979 and the iconic Crimes of Passion in 1980, featuring the hit Hit Me With Your Best Shot. Pat Benatar's first album came out in 1979, which just so happens to be the very same year that she finally called it quits on her first husband. Her career zenith came with a sold-out Madison Square Garden concert in 1982. Battling misogyny in the industry, Pat remained resilient, inspiring even fictional characters in 80s classics like Fast Times at Ridgemont High, a lasting legacy. Pat Benatar tied the knot with Neil Giraldo in 1982 after her previous marriage to Dennis T. Benatar from 1972 to 1979. Together, Pat and Neil are proud parents of 2 daughters, Hannah Giraldo and Haley Giraldo. Pat Benatar's substantial net worth reflects her illustrious music career, numerous accolades, and millions of albums sold worldwide. Her remarkable career boasts 9 Grammy nominations and 4 consecutive wins for Best Rock Vocal Performance. With 2 multi-platinum albums, 5 platinum albums, 3 gold albums, and 15 Billboard Top 40 singles, Pat's legacy endures as a symbol of female empowerment in music. Despite releasing fewer songs since her 2003 album Go, Pat Benatar maintains a prominent position in the music industry. Her 2015 holiday track and the 2017 Women's March support anthem were well received. Collaborating with Linda Perry, their joint effort, Dancing Through the Wreckage, reached number 22 on the Billboard Adult Contemporary chart and earned a nomination at the Critics' Choice Awards. Shine, a protest song supporting the Women's March in 2017, reaffirming her commitment to advancing women's rights. All proceeds from the song benefit the B.A. Rudolph Foundation, aiding women pursuing careers in public service and government. As she celebrates her 65th birthday, let's salute Pat Benatar for her lasting impact and unwavering advocacy. In 2024, Pat Benatar and her husband, Neil Giraldo, are gearing up for an extensive summer tour. Dubbed the Funtastic 2024 Tour, the journey will commence on May 10th in Lincoln, California. Spanning across America, the Rock and Roll Hall of Famer will grace various cities, including Washington, D.C., New York, Denver, and Las Vegas, encompassing a total of 21 performances revealed thus far. As for her touring history, Benatar has maintained an active schedule, regularly touring every year, except for 2020 due to the pandemic. According to Setlist.fm, the dynamic singer performed 50 concerts last year, which included a stint on the road with Pink and the 2023 edition of the Funtastic Tour. Debbie Harry, the iconic bleach blonde frontwoman of Blondie. Debbie Harry defied the conventional showgirl image of the era, embodying a fresh archetype of womanhood in the 1970s. Deborah Harry was born Angela Trimble on July 1, 1945 in Miami, Florida. At 3 months, she was adopted by Catherine Peters and Richard Smith Harry, and was raised in Hawthorne, New Jersey. In her early years, spanning the 1960s to the early 1970s, Harry sported a much different look, with brunette hair much darker than the iconic bleached locks she later became known for. Fresh out of college, Harry took on various jobs, including waitress, secretary, and even a stint as a Playboy bunny at a New York club. It was during this time that she joined the girl rock group The Stilettos, where she crossed paths with co-founder and romantic interest Chris Stein. Stein, who initially joined as a guitarist, was captivated by Harry's expressive style, spontaneity, and undeniable talent. In 1974, Harry and Stein branched off from the Stilettos to form their own group, initially known as the Angel and the Snake. However, after Harry dyed her hair peroxide blonde and garnered attention from catcalling truck drivers shouting, "Hey, Blondie!" the band was renamed in her image. This marked the beginning of their journey to music history. By blending pop, rock, early rap, and reggae, Blondie emerged as pioneers in the American punk and new wave scene, achieving international stardom in the United States, the UK, and Europe. Harry's career has been diverse and dynamic. Harry's career spanned music, acting, and philanthropy. The following decade saw Harry's life unfold like a fairy tale of superstardom. From rubbing shoulders with Andy Warhol to collaborating on music videos with Basquiat and towering alongside David Bowie. Apart from her work with Blondie, she has released 5 solo albums and showcased her acting chops in numerous movies, television series, and commercials for brands like Gloria Vanderbilt Jeans, Sara Lee, and Revlon. She's also been actively involved in benefit shows supporting AIDS charities, appeared in a Broadway production, Teaneck Tansy, engaged in poetry readings, and carved out a reputation as one of the most prominent figures in the New York downtown scene. In 1995, Harry's schedule was packed with performances across the United States and Europe, alongside the Jazz Passengers and Elvis Costello. Additionally, she was busy filming 2 new movies, Heavy, featuring Liv Tyler and Evan Dando, and Drop Dead Rock, co-starring Adam Ant. On top of all this, she found success on the dance charts with newly remixed Blondie singles like Rapture and Atomic. Furthermore, her influence extended beyond her own work, with several Blondie tribute albums hitting the shelves and the release of a Blondie remix album titled Remixed, Remade, Remodeled in 1995. The bleached blonde icon left an indelible mark on pop culture history. As we commemorate the punk icon's 78th birthday, let's celebrate Debbie Harry in all her glory with youthful photos capturing her rise during the vibrant 1970s and 1980s. Debbie Harry, plastic surgery is important. Debbie Harry, the iconic frontwoman of Blondie, has been candid about her experiences with cosmetic procedures over the years. At 77, she acknowledges the toll aging takes on her features, especially considering the scrutiny placed on her appearance throughout her music career. In her memoir, Face It, she compares cosmetic surgery to getting a flu shot, emphasizing that it's about self-care and feeling confident. Harry has admitted to undergoing a facelift for business reasons and believes in taking steps to maintain her looks as she ages. She firmly believes that if these treatments make you feel better, look better, and ultimately perform better, then they serve their purpose. Just a few months later, she found herself reflecting on the decision to undergo a facelift, admitting to feeling pressure from today's beauty standards. You start to contemplate the significance of beauty as you age. It's a double-edged sword for sure, she reflected. Debbie Harry's present-day musical journey. Blondie has revealed additional tour dates for 2022, teaming up with legendary British punks The Damned for a series of summer shows titled the Against the Odds Tour. The tour commences on August 12th in Mashantucket Con and concludes on August 27th in Chicago. Before embarking on the tour with The Damned, Blondie will perform a string of concerts in the UK throughout April and May. Notably, Johnny Marr will step in as a special guest in place of Garbage, who had to withdraw due to scheduling conflicts. In addition to their tour together, Blondie and The Damned are slated to appear at the Cruel World Festival in Pasadena, California in May. The festival boasts an impressive lineup, including Morrissey, Devo, Echo and The Bunnymen, The Psychedelic Furs, Violent Femmes. In 2023, Debbie, who co-founded Blondie with her then-boyfriend Chris Stein in the 1970s, is gearing up to perform at Glastonbury. In an interview on Foxy Radio back in February 2023, drummer Clem Burke inadvertently confirmed their appearance at this year's festival. I guess the full lineup for Glastonbury hasn't been officially announced yet, but we'll be there, so maybe you just got an exclusive, he revealed. Debbie Harry remains committed to her musical career but acknowledges the need for relaxation and creativity. At 77, she finds the demands of touring taxing, prompting her to prioritize unwinding amidst nature. While she still enjoys performing on stage, she has discovered solace in gardening. Reflecting on her past experiences, Harry candidly discusses her wild days of drug-taking while touring with Blondie. Despite maintaining a certain level of vanity and a commitment to staying in shape, she admits to disliking the feeling of carrying extra weight. Following a U.S. tour, she emphasizes the importance of continuous work, but also acknowledges the physical challenges of touring, particularly at her age. Although she has resided in Manhattan for 4 decades, she finds tranquility in the quiet country life, which she considers conducive to her creative process. Surrounded by nature, Harry finds inspiration in the sights and scents of leaves and trees, describing the experience as intoxicating and beneficial for her songwriting. Joan Jett is the queen of rock. Joan Jett, born in Wynwood, Pennsylvania, in September 1958, relocated to Los Angeles with her family at the age of 12. When I was 5, my parents instilled in me the belief that I could pursue any path in life. Initially, I dreamt of becoming an astronaut or an archaeologist, but eventually, I found my passion in music. It didn't take long for her to dive into the music scene, forming her inaugural band and gracing stages across the city within 3 years. Following her parents' divorce shortly after the move, she adopted her now iconic stage name. At 16, Jett co-founded The Runaways, showcasing her talents as lead guitarist, vocalist, and songwriter, alongside fellow members Sherry Curry, Lita Ford, and Sandy West. The band garnered international acclaim, releasing 4 studio albums and captivating audiences with hits like the 1976 anthem, Cherry Bomb. However, the reality of being a young girl in the rock music scene wasn't as welcoming as I had hoped. Instead of support, we faced derogatory remarks and name-calling, words meant to intimidate and discourage us. It was frightening, but it also fueled my determination. I refused to let others dictate what I could or couldn't do. Post-breakup of the Runaways, Jett joined forces with songwriter-producer Kenny Laguna, who became both her manager and closest confidant. Together they formed Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, a collaboration that birthed unforgettable tracks such as Bad Reputation, I Hate Myself for Loving You, and the chart-topping 1981 U.S. hit, I Love Rock and Roll. In 2015, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts received the prestigious honor of induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Her influence extends across generations, inspiring artists like Bikini Kill, Brody Dalle of the Distillers, and Miley Cyrus. In an interview with The Big Issue for her Letter to My Younger Self, Jett reflects on overcoming sexism in the music industry and the surreal experience of receiving praise from her idols, including David Bowie, Freddie Mercury, and Robert Plant. The driving force that kept me moving forward was having others alongside me in the fight. I believe it's nearly impossible to persevere if you're completely alone. Most people who achieve success have someone in their corner, reassuring them that they're not alone in their aspirations. Fortunately, I had a diverse support system, friends, family, and the other members of the Runaways, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, reflecting on the remarkable journey of the pioneering hard rocker, Joan Jett. Co-founding the Runaways in 1975, Jett's rebellious spirit and aggro sound defied attempts to shape their image, setting the stage for a trailblazing career. Teaming up with Sex Pistols members Paul Cook and Steve Jones in 1979, Jett's rendition of the Arrows' I Love Rock and Roll soared to the top of the Billboard Hot 100 for 7 consecutive weeks in 1982. Beyond her musical prowess, Jett is a passionate advocate for animal rights and vegan living, using her platform to champion important causes. Breaking barriers in the music industry, Jett became the first woman to receive the honor of having a Gibson signature guitar named after her, the Joan Jett Melody Maker, in 2008. Subsequently, she collaborated with Gibson on another signature model, the Joan Jett ES-339, in 2019. Cementing her place in music history, the gritty guitarist was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2015, further solidifying her legendary status. Joan Jett remains active in the music industry. Joan Jett is not married and does not have any children. While she has been in relationships in the past, she has never been engaged or married. Jett tends to keep her personal life private, including details about her sexual orientation, and she has neither confirmed nor denied rumors about being lesbian or bisexual. Instead, she channels her focus into her music career and activism for several causes, including animal rights, environmentalism, feminism, and LGBT rights. Despite speculation about her orientation, Jett has remained ambiguous, stating in 1994, "I'm not saying no, I'm not saying yes, I'm saying believe what you want. Assume away. Go ahead." Today, Joan Jett remains active in the music industry, releasing new albums, touring with various artists, and supporting emerging bands. She continues her advocacy work for causes she's passionate about, including animal rights, environmentalism, feminism, and LGBT rights. The 2024 Triple Moon Tour will feature rock legends Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, Alanis Morissette, and rising country star Morgan Wade. The tour kicks off on June 9th in Phoenix, Arizona, and will traverse the United States, even dipping into Canada, before wrapping up on August 10th in Inglewood, California. Stevie Nicks, a rock icon. Stevie Nicks found success with the band Fleetwood Mac, and then continued to make a name for herself as a solo artist. Look back at the emergence of Stevie Nicks in the early 1970s. Stevie Nicks, born Stephanie Lynn. Nicks entered the world on May 26, 1948. In 2022, she marked her 74th birthday. She was born at Good Samaritan Hospital in Phoenix, Arizona, to parents Jess and Barbara Nicks. During her toddler years, Stephanie pronounced her name as TD, which eventually led to her nickname, Stevie. Stevie Nicks was briefly married to Kim Anderson, who was the widower of her friend Robin Anderson. They tied the knot in 1983, shortly after Robin's passing due to leukemia. I felt a responsibility to care for Robin's child, so I suggested to Kim, maybe we should just get married. However, their marriage ended in divorce just a few months later. Despite the separation, Nicks reconnected with her stepson when he was a teenager, and they have maintained a relationship ever since. As for her romantic history with bandmates, Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham were romantically involved in the late 1960s, but had parted ways by the time Fleetwood Mac was working on Rumors. Despite their breakup, they continued to collaborate within the band until Buckingham's sudden departure in 2018. Buckingham has claimed that Nicks was responsible for his dismissal from the band. During her time with Fleetwood Mac, Nicks also had a relationship with Mick Fleetwood. Reflecting on their affair, Fleetwood stated, "We shared a special connection. It wasn't an on-again, off-again thing. It was significant while it lasted, and we both understand why it ended. It was a timely separation for both of us. Despite this, we were great friends before and remain great friends to this day." Stevie Nicks has openly shared her decision not to have children, citing her intense career and artistic pursuits as primary factors. She expressed, "Perhaps my purpose wasn't to become a mother and spouse. Perhaps it was to compose songs that uplift and comfort mothers and spouses." Regarding her relationship with her niece, godchildren, and extended family, Nicks remarked, "I'm surrounded by children. Being the eccentric auntie is far more enjoyable than being a mother anyway." Stevie Nicks, the first woman to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. Stevie Nicks, often regarded as rock and roll's mystical poet, holds the distinction of being the first woman to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. Whether as a solo artist or as a member of Fleetwood Mac, her music resonates globally, owing to her timeless legacy of songwriting and captivating performances that deeply resonate with fans, both in the crowd and afar. Stevie Nicks first crossed paths with Lindsey Buckingham during her senior year at Menlo Atherton High School. He later extended an invitation for her to take on lead vocals in his band, Fritz. Eventually, they formed a duo known as Buckingham-Nicks. In January 1975, Nicks and Buckingham became members of Fleetwood Mac after Mick Fleetwood was captivated by their song Frozen Love. When Fleetwood reached out to Buckingham about replacing Bob Welch as guitarist, Buckingham made it clear that he and Nicks were inseparable. Alongside John and Christine McVie, they contributed to the band's self-titled 1975 album and its immensely successful follow-up, Rumors, which remains one of the best-selling albums worldwide. Stevie Nicks's voice echoing through the music scene for decades. Bringing a touch of velvet and chiffon to the traditionally leather and denim world of rock, she blends influences from acid rockers and Laurel Canyon singer-songwriters with a hint of enchantment. From her teenage years, Nicks has been a prolific songwriter, seamlessly weaving between otherworldly themes and down-to-earth emotions. Her iconic shawls, top hats, and fingerless gloves have become iconic symbols in pop culture. Even amid her tenure with Fleetwood Mac, Nicks soared to the top of the charts with her solo debut album, Belladonna, in 1981. Laden with 4 hit singles, the album catapulted her into solo stardom. Among these hits, Edge of 17 stands out as one of Nicks's most recognizable anthems, featuring her trademark soaring vocals layered over thunderous guitars. Nicks has always excelled in collaborative efforts. Her album Belladonna showcased two standout duets, Stop Dragging My Heart Around with Tom Petty and Leather and Lace with Don Henley, both inductees in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. 2 years later, Nicks returned with her second solo album, The Wild Heart, which she penned as a tribute to a departed friend. This album included another top 10 single, Stand Back, and a duet with Tom Petty titled I Will Run to You. In subsequent records following The Wild Heart, Nicks ventured into experimentation with synthesizers and electronic drums. Rock a Little gifted fans with I Can't Wait, a quintessential 80s pop rock track, and the heartfelt ballad, Has Anyone Ever Written Anything for You? The lead single from The Other Side of the Mirror, Rooms on Fire, intertwined enigmatic lyrics with whimsical instrumentals, captivating listeners with its mystical allure. Nicks continues to pack arenas with her captivating performances. Stevie Nicks' music maintains its enduring connection with fans across generations. Like Janis Joplin, Joni Mitchell, and Jimi Hendrix before her, Nicks has blazed a trail for a new era of rock. Her influence is palpable in today's most prominent young artists, such as Beyoncé, Harry Styles, and Haim. Demonstrating the enduring power of her music, even after 5 decades in the industry, Nicks continues to pack arenas with her captivating performances. Additionally, her later studio albums feature collaborations with renowned artists like David Crosby and Sheryl Crow. Her most recent studio release, 24 Karat Gold, is a compilation of previously unreleased tracks and demos spanning nearly 45 years. Despite her busy schedule touring to support her solo work and Fleetwood Mac, as well as making appearances on television, Nicks shows no signs of slowing down. Stevie Nicks is hitting the road for even more shows in 2024. The legendary Fleetwood Mac frontwoman, aged 75, recently revealed that she's extending her Stevie Nicks live-in concert tour with 12 new dates spanning May and June. Announcing the exciting news on social media, Nicks shared the details of these additional shows, which come between her festival appearances at Love and Life Music Fest and Bottle Rock Festival and a previously scheduled Chicago concert alongside Billy Joel. These new stops will take place across various states, including Missouri, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, California, Utah, Colorado, Indiana, Connecticut, New York, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. As we reflect on the incredible legacies of Pat Benatar, Debbie Harry, Joan Jett, and Stevie Nicks, it's evident that their impact on music transcends generations. While time may have brought changes to their appearances, their influence and contributions to the music industry remain timeless. Which of these iconic rockers has inspired you the most? And what is your favorite memory of their music? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this post and subscribe for more fascinating content on music legends like these.